Hi, I'm Education Specialist Miriam Coffey. In today's video, we're going to talk all about needle plates. Janome has patented needle plates with engraved markings designed for precise piecing and seam allowances to simplify sewing. Now, I know I'm not the only one that got a little overwhelmed the first time I saw one of Janome's needle plates, because there's a lot of markings, but don't worry, we're going to go over it and it will be completely clear. So let's go ahead and take a closer look. Starting with your standard zigzag plate, you'll notice the markings in the front of the needle plate. This first marking is a 1/4 inch from our center needle position. That 1/4 inch line continues all the way to the back of the needle plate. There's also a 1/4 inch line that runs across the plate, which is a 1/4 inch from our needle drop. We also have a horizontal line that indicates where the needle will drop as well as a 1/4 inch behind the needle as well. Next, we have 3/8 of an inch from our center needle position. We also have our 5/8 of an inch, which continues all the way to the back of the stitch plate as well. There's also markings that go all the way up to 2 1/8 inch markings. There are also millimeters in this center position as well. There are some of these diagonal markings that are on the side of the plate that I want to point out. All of the solid lines are when you have your needle in the center position, and the dotted lines are when you have your needle in the 1/4 inch position when you use your O foot or your OD foot. So that's when you're using the edge of your foot as a guide, and then you would use this diagonal line as a way to get a perfect 60-degree angle. And we'll take a closer look at that at the machine in a moment. Now, your zigzag plate and your straight stitch plate have the exact same markings. The only thing that differs between the two is the opening here in the center. Now, the zigzag plate is going to have this nice large opening. This particular stitch plate is a 9mm, and when someone talks about a 9mm stitch plate, that means you have a 9mm decorative stitch. There's also 7 and 5mm available as well. Now let's go ahead and switch to our straight stitch plate. Now you'll notice this looks a little bit different here in the front. We have our center needle drop position as well as 2 sides that are actually ovals, which allow you to move your needle within the small range on either side so that you can get a perfect scant 1/4 inch on the right hand side. And again, these markings are all the same as the standard zigzag plate. Next, let's go ahead and take a look at our HP plate and foot. We also have our HP 2 foot as well. And the only thing that's different between the HP plate and the HP 2 plate is this is for our AccuFeed flex system. So this gives you that additional feed on the top as well as your traditional feed dogs. Now there's a little bit special. There's actually a lot of special things about the HP plate, and the HP stands for high performance. Now you'll notice on this side here there is only a solid line. There's no dotted line, and that's because there's only a single hole here. You can't move your needle at all when you have your HP plate on, and that's for a specific reason. And the reason that is first let's talk about the bobbin. So the bobbin is placed in with the tail on the left-hand side. And I like to think of that like a P, and P for perfect piecing. Now, when you are piecing traditionally with an O foot, your thread has to move from the left-hand side all the way over to the right. And then it will go straight up to do your 1/4 inch piecing. But with the HP plate, your thread is already on the left-hand side and it just goes straight up. So that's going to give you the most perfect straight stitch you can get on a non-straight stitch machine. And you'll also notice on the bobbin case here, it has a little diagram that shows you how to insert your bobbin in case you forget, and this is the same on all of your stitch plates. Another thing about the particular HP foot itself is there are a few markings that I want to point out. So this first marking is a 1/4 inch in front of your needle, and then the second line is where your needle will fall, and then there's also a marking behind, which is a 1/4 inch behind. So if you ever need to pivot at a corner, you can use these markings to help you pivot around a corner. Now let's go ahead and switch to our Ultra Glide foot and plate. Now this comes in a set, and this particular plate is coated, the foot and the plate itself is coated with a non-stick material. So you can work with vinyls or anything that has a tendency of getting stuck on metal. So it has this really nice surface that keeps it easy and smooth to sew on. Now let's go ahead and take a closer look at a few of our additional cloth guides. In addition to the markings on the stitch plate, Janome also has a variety of cloth guides that are available that can be used in conjunction with the markings on your stitch plate. Depending on which machine you have will determine on which cloth guide you will use. For an example, this particular cloth guide is used for the Continental series. But this particular cloth guide is pretty much a universal cloth guide. It's also known as a seam guide. And what makes this one so special is it actually attaches to the needle plate itself. And all you have to do is screw it into place and then adjust the measurement to whatever measurement you may need. So for an example, let's use the 5/8 as an example. And I'm going to move this so that it lines up with my 5/8 of an inch, and then just tighten that into place. And then now I have a 5/8 seam without having to look at my measurements and be very precise about it. I have a physical barrier that will give me a perfect 5/8 of a seam, and with very little effort in my part, which I'm a big fan of. You can also use this cloth guide on your cover stitch machine as well. Basically any machine that has a hole here, it can be used on. There's also feet that are available that have adjustable seam allowances to give a perfect hem or seam allowance. This is the sliding guide foot, and this can be lifted and then adjusted to whatever measurement that you may need, and again can be used in conjunction with the stitch plate itself or the markings on your stitch plate. Now that we've taken a closer look at the cloth guides and a few accessories, let's go ahead and sew out a few seams. I have my straight stitch plate installed on my machine, and anytime you have your straight stitch plate or an HP plate on, remember that it's only going to show you the stitches that will not damage your machine. So for an example, if I want to do a zigzag, it's not going to show up if I have my straight stitch plate on. So if you are looking at your screen and you can't find the stitch that you're looking for, make sure to check your machine to make sure you have the proper stitch plate on. All right, now that we have our straight stitch plate on, we're going to sew a few seams. I'm going to start off with a 90-degree angle, and I'm going to be lining up off of this back angle. And again, this horizontal line is 90 degrees behind my needle, or a 1/4 inch behind my needle. I also am lining up in the front here, which is again a 1/4 inch from my center needle position. I'm going to drop my needle. So now I'm a 1/4 inch from the edge, or from the edge of my fabric on the right, and then a 1/4 inch behind. And I'm also looking here to make sure that this stays nice and straight, and I'm going to sew my seam. And then I can cut my threads And I can do the exact same thing for any of the angles. So starting with my 120-degree angle, I'm going to line this up with my straight line and with my 1/4 inch line here as well. You may also notice that I have a diagonal line drawn here, and that's because I want to stop a 1/4 inch from the end, and this will indicate my 1/4 inch from the edge of my fabric. So now I'm going to make sure that I'm lined up with just getting that thread out of the way, lining up against the back, lining it against the front, sew my 1/4 inch, stop at that line, cut my threads, and now I have a 1/4 inch from the starting point, a 1/4 inch from the ending point, and then a 1/4 inch from the edge. And I can do the exact same thing with my 60-degree angle. And we're going to line this up against my 60-degree angle. Again, any of the solid lines are using your center needle position, lined up from the front here, and sew my 1/4 inch. Same thing, stop a 1/4 inch from the edge, and that gives me the ability for inserting Y seams. So now I could insert a new piece of fabric here or on the top. Now let's go ahead and switch feet out and switch out to our O foot, which is our 1/4 inch foot. So now that I have my foot changed out, we just have to change out our stitch. So I'm going to go to my screen and select my quilting, and it's moved my needle over to 8.3. So then I do the exact same thing where I line up my fabric and line it up with my, this time to the dotted line, lowering my foot, again starting a 1/4 inch from the start point, and then I'll end a 1/4 inch from the end point. And I'm using the edge of my foot as a guide. Cut my threads, and I can do that with the rest of the angles, like my 120, lined up again with my dotted line, starting a 1/4 inch in and ending a 1/4 inch from my ending point. Same thing, cut my threads, and now I can insert a Y seam here as well. Now let's go ahead and change out our stitch plate to our HP plate and foot. So we're going to lock our machine, change out our stitch plate, and install the HP plate. And now we can change out the foot. Anytime you're changing out a foot that you have to take the ankle off, you need to use a screwdriver to tighten it to make sure that it's nice and secure. You don't want it to wiggle loose from the vibration of the machine. Now you'll notice that we have markings just like we did have before on our zigzag and our straight stitch plate, but this time we only have our solid. We don't have any dotted lines, so we just line up off of our solid lines and then the markings on the front. So same thing here, I'm at my 60 degrees, lined up with this front here. I can also line it up with my foot, so I'm looking here and here and here. And now we're just going to sew a 1/4 inch, cut our threads, and then now I have a perfect 1/4 inch. And I can continue to do that with any of my other angles. With my 120, my 90, my 45, any of those angles, I can sew the exact same seam. I've already shown you how to change out the stitch plate on the M8. Let me show you how to change the stitch plates on several of the other machines. Starting with the Memorycraft 9480. It's very simple. All you have to do is pull out the accessory tray, press the lever in the front, remove the stitch plate, insert the new stitch plate, press on the bullseye, and put your tray back. You'll also notice that your screen has changed and all of my zigzag or decorative stitches are now grayed out. Moving on to the Memorycraft 1000, the process is a little different, but just as simple. All you have to do is take your screwdriver in this bottom right-hand corner, push up, and remove your stitch plate. And then grab your straight stitch plate, insert it at an angle, and then it will close itself back up. All you have to do is press the X on the screen, and as you'll notice, all of my decorative stitches are no longer available. As you can see, it's super easy to change your stitch plate no matter what machine you have. Thank you so much for joining me today. For more information on Janome machines and accessories, visit your local Janome dealer. Happy sewing!